Prashant, and today I am showing you some of the plugins that I use on daily basis in Sublime Text. So let's open Sublime Text. Here I am using a sample project to check out the plugin functionalities that we install. The plugins we installed today are Advanced New 5, Brackets Highlighter, Color Highlighter, Emath, Kit, Open in Nautilus, Package Control, Terminal, and Color Picker. In Sublime Text, before installing any plugin, it's good to install via package control. It's make your process of installing plugins in Sublime Text quite easy. Let's see how it works. First we install package control. Here is the package control website. Here you can see package control is the package manager for Sublime Text. Let's install it. I am using Sublime Text 3 build 3114. So this is the command that works, specifically Python code. If you are using Sublime Text 2, which probably you are not using at this point in time, but still if you are using, use this Python code. Prefer to use Sublime Text 3. Let's copy it from here, and now let's go to Sublime Text. Press Control plus a little key just below the escape key, and it will show a window. Paste this Python code in here and press enter. It will start installing the package control. See here, package install is now installed. So press escape and this window will disappear. Now press Ctrl plus Shift plus P and type in install. Here you see package control. Press enter. At the bottom left corner of this Sublime Text, you can see it is loading repositories, and it has loaded it completely. From here we install the plugins that I told earlier about. Firstly, I am installing Bracket Highlighter. I love it. Let's install it. This is the one, Bracket Highlighter. What this plugin do is to install functionality which shows which is your opening bracket, corresponding to your closing bracket. It's now installed because nothing is running here, recording here. Let's close this file and reopen this. Now you can see in this portion here is a tag, and this is the opening tag for head and this is the closing tag for head. You can see this is only one single tag here because Meta does not have a closing tag here. Title, it also is in a one line, so it does not have two tags. Let's come to body and let's click on this div. This div is opening here at line number 42 and closing here at line number 46. You can see that in this line, two tags here. This line is called gutter. Let's see that in JSON. Here it is highlighted the curly braces at line number 1 and line number 30, which is the opening and closing of package.json file that we have already opened. Let's open a JavaScript file. It's a gulp file. And click here. And click on a function. It shows the opening and closing brackets at line number 20 and line number 28. Let's click in this bracket at line number 31. It shows the corresponding closing bracket at line number 33. It's really helpful. Let's open another JavaScript file and see if we can see here. It's the opening bracket and this is the closing bracket, corresponding closing bracket. Let's select another opening bracket. We can see the corresponding closing bracket. Let's click this bracket, opening bracket, and this is the corresponding closing bracket for this. It helps a lot. Next plugin we are going to install is terminal. Install terminal. As it says here, it launches terminal from the current file or the root project folder. Let's install first. Now this package is also installed. Let's open index.html. Now when we right click, we can see here open terminal here. If you are working with Git or other synchronization methods and you do not have a plugin Sublime for that, or you prefer to use command line for that, it helps a lot there because it shortens the steps that you take to open the terminal and navigate to the corresponding directory. It opens in the directory in which your project is opened. Open terminal. And it opens terminal. Which is not visible now. Let me make it visible too. Now you can see this is the terminal that opened when I clicked it. I'm closing it now. It helps, really helps a lot if you synchronize between different servers, or you backup code at some other server, and actually may you production release the code on different server. So it helps a lot when you run all those commands from the command line, and you want it from the right here where you already have the file. You want to navigate to that terminal, that path directly whenever the terminal is open. This helps a lot at that point in time. So similar functionality you can find out in open containing folder. With the plugin open in Nautilus, this all functionality comes, but at that time you have the Nautilus that's installed. Open in Nautilus. Nautilus is the default file manager in Ubuntu. I'm using Ubuntu 16.04 LTS now. I'm installing open in Nautilus. And this is due to I've already installed it earlier in Aldragon, so it's still showing here open containing folder. Let's install some other plugin, which is emeth. Once you use it, you will not going to. Let's install it. Here you can see it is installing. These are the instructions. Thank you for installing emeth, a toolkit that can get to improve your workflow. Note that this plugin automatically downloads and installs Python V8 binaries. See status bar because it is loading it. We have to restart Sublime text after this, as per the message says. We will do it. So now it's loaded completely. Now we have to start. File, quit. Sublime text. Now Sublime text is opened again. It's loading, we had found binaries. We have to wait till it's completed. It's completed only V8 binary. Okay, thanks for patience. Now it's loaded completely. Let's use it. So what it's do, it will give you extremely shortcuts to make up your HTML content in your HTML file. Specifically HTML tags. I use it for that. Let's create a new file and name it test.html. Let's save it. Now when you click HTML colon 5 and press tab, it creates code for you. That's it. Document created. Using email. Suppose you want to create a div with a class header. So what you do CSS like stuff by writing first dot and then header HEA and click tab. It will create a div for you. And if you like to create more divs like parent 1 plus dot parent 2, what is do, it will create two divs, one with class parent 1 and another with class parent 2, one after the other. Let's click tab. This is it. Now you can enter your stuff in here. If you want to create childs with it, you can do it. Same process. Child with class name, child 1, and we are going to create a subchild of this child even. So we will do this. A bracket that you use in general in tag, an arrow, and now create a child, subchild, subchild, child 1 plus dot subchild 2. Let's click tab. See, let's see what is the command. First I created a child 1, then I created a subchild under that. That is child subject 1 and subject 2. The plus sign here that you can see create two subchilds one after the other, and the arrow key that you are watching here, arrow, it creates a subchild for the parent child. Means child 1 becomes the parent of these two childs. This is what it looks. So if you want to create some list items here, yes, we are now creating some list items here. It really helps now. Suppose we want to create some list having 15 items. This is an unordered list which have list items 15. Oof, that's it. Item 1 tab, item 2 tab, item 3 tab, item 4 tab, item 5. And this is how you will create 15 items very easily and quite fast. Now we create a parent again, parent 3. In this parent we will add some classes to it, to the list item, right? Li dot child 4. Now we do it 5 times. Let's start it. It will create 5 list items with exactly the same class, child 4. How fast is this with the emit? We never think of it when we are not using it, and we are using it all the time now. Save this file. You can see bracket highlighter is working here. One tag here for this list item, and it's a single tag because list item have a closing tag on the same line. When we click this div, that's parent 3, we have a tag on line number 38 and tag on line number 44 div. Let's install our other plugin. Control Shift P. Color picker. Firstly, we have to open up the package control. It refreshes every time you load Sublime text once. So let's go for color highlighter. Color highlighter highlights color in your code. It's installing, as you can see here, installing package control highlighter, sorry, color highlighter. It's installed now. Let's go to CSS. You can can see underline here and click when you click here you find out the color. This is what this plugin is doing. It shows the exact color of the code that you put in your file, probably a styling file, CSS. But it works in other files as well, wherever it finds a color. You can see when I click on white, it shows the white color. When I click on this X code FCBD20 on line number 35, it shows its color. On line number 31, it shows this color. Let's see some other. These are very familiar colors, very slightly difference in alphas. And slightly difference in RGB values, slightly different. That's why they looks very similar. Let's see this color. This color is looks like gray. This is RGB, and they go 255, 255, 255, 0.7 opacity. It's a white color, right? Not a bright white because of the opacity is 0.7. You can see there is a CSS file and bracket highlighter is also working here. It's a tool you will use all the time to find out the opening and closing bracket. I find out this is the opening bracket for media, and this is the closing bracket. This is opening and closing bracket to at line number 250, 46 and 49 for this section. It works a lot, it helps a lot. Let's install other plugin. Again, package control, git git is installed now. It helps with git users. This control should be to run commands, run git, git init, which initialize git in the directory, git commit history, which we do not have. You do not have because we have not used git yet. Right? It helps with git user. If you are a git user, it helps you a lot. You have to be little adaptive to it. You have to little practice it, and it will work for you. Let's install the plugin. Color Sublime. If you want to change some settings, you can actually do it right here. For a specific packages, this is a bracket highlighter, and for bracket highlighter, you can use the default setting, which you should not touch because it's the default bracket settings for user, which you can modify if you want to like. So these are the specific setting for user as a default when you're using any plugin in Sublime Text. If you want to modify, use the user settings to modify the settings. Do not touch the default setting because whenever the package got updated, it will be the new file, but the user file will be the old file, will remain the old file. Color Sublime, emath, git, package control, terminal. choose color. This is for the color Sublime do. It helps you choose color not based on code, but on the actual window that is opens based on your OS. In Ubuntu, it looks like this. If I want to change the color, I simply go to select some color, some pink or some blue, some bluish, which have a hex code of S3468 FD. So I choose it. Okay, and it changes. Yeah. So it helps me to choose color that I wanted and given the corresponding code here. You can see bracket highlighter working, and it helps me to get out okay in which segment actually I am in my code I am working. And for color, its color highlighter is also working here. So that's why I'm able to visualize the actual color that is already here. Let's install advanced new file. Advanced new file. So before installing this plugin, you can see we can install like we can if one want to create a new file, we can create right clicking here and create new file. Here's the message. You may need to restart. Let's see. I'm not restarting it. It's readme file which shows you how this plugin do and other documentation. It will actually be what it will do. It will give you control over how you will create a file. By default, you will be able to create a file by selecting from the mouse. So if you create it from the terminal, you have to navigate to the path and then create it. But here, uh, you can actually give the path on the terminal, actual path, and it can be nested to various childs. This specifically works for power user. I'm using Ubuntu, and here is the Super Alt N. Enter path for a new file. It will create a file at that you can see here in my project directory. Let's create another folder test, and inside that test2.html. See, it's created a folder for me and then inside a file for me. Now I'm using emmet to have some code. Document to created with emmet. Let's save it.
Let's save it too. If you like Sublime test, purchase it, buy it. It works. Thank you for watching. We will meet you soon.